Welcome, fellow Planeswalkers, to episode 1 of my Magic the Gathering Arena deck ranking series. In this series, what we're going to do to start off with is rank every single one of the pre-constructed decks that are available after unlocking certain achievements in-game. And then once we get through all of these guys, I'll start hopefully putting together some decent decks and we can rank those as well. And then once I finally get my collection up to snuff, maybe we can rank some of the decks from the meta. I can put together some of the decks that other YouTubers are doing, and we'll rank them as well. So basically, what I'm going to use to rank these decks is I'm going to be using a strict criteria. So first off, I'm going to play 50 matches in the ladder, 50 standard matches, just give an idea of how many games these decks can win. And then we're gonna look for all of the, I guess, fundamentals. First thing we're gonna look for are bombs. These are cards that are, very difficult to deal with, require immediate attention. They're just overall really excellent cards. We're gonna look for removal. These are cards that remove things from the board through various. These come in all shapes and forms. Same thing with the bombs. Come in lots of different shapes and forms. We're also going to look for evasion and efficiency. Evasion, these are things like flying, just things that make cards difficult to block. And then efficiency, basically the cost of the card, what you're getting for the cost of the card. Is it worth it? We're also going to look for aggro. These are aggressive cards that look to give you an early advantage and finish off your opponent quickly. And then the next category, dregs or dead weight. This category, we're actually going to take points off. If there's a lot of dead weight, you can get a negative in this category. And then the final thing that I'm going to look for is synergy. Do the component pieces make for a better deck as a whole? Do they work together? Do they create some kind of effect that makes the deck better? Or do the cards not really work together and are just basically not creating a better effect for the deck? So anyway, sorry, words are hard sometimes. Anyway, let's take a look at this deck. So I've already played the 50 matches. We're gonna take it for a spin here in a moment. We've got so 38% creatures, 20% non-creatures, and 42% land. This is interesting because I found, like, with the 25 land that I was wanting for land in a lot of opening hands. That personally, as a player, I don't like to mulligan unless I have to absolutely do it. Just because I feel like going down a card, it really puts you behind, and I feel like it makes it really difficult starting off if you're already down a card. So try to avoid it if I absolutely can. But I mean, there are a lot of situations where you have to do it, and I found with this particular deck that I did have to mulligan quite a bit, because as you can see, the top end are 5 and 6. You've got 10 spells that are over 5 mana. So yeah, this is kind of heavy. You do have a few 2 casting and 3 casting, but yeah, this I found a little bit sluggish, to be perfectly honest, as I was playing through it. But let's take a look at the cards. You've got a lot of I mean, like, the deck is appropriately named Tactical Assault. You've got a lot of these, or you've got a couple of these instants that can get you out of certain situations. The Knight's Pledge is actually pretty useful. Does help beef up your creatures a little bit. You've got Take Vengeance, so a little, not bad removal. This guy, he's a little bit aggressive, I guess. 3/2 for 3. It's Luminous Bonds, another good removal spell. passivize a big creature, but doesn't exactly get rid of it. The creature can still use its abilities. I really like this guy, the Leonian War Leader. I think this is an excellent card for 4 mana. Yeah, I really like this one. Star Crown Stag. These are, I mean, 3/3 for 4, some meh, but you know, he's got a little bit of evasion because he can tap target creature, and these can be pretty obnoxious to deal with at times in the right situations. Angelic Reward, this is definitely useful, but it is a little bit expensive, but it does really beef up a creature and give it good evasion. Confront the Assault, I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about this card. I feel like in the right deck, this could be really useful, but I don't know. 3/1/1 white spirit creatures. I mean, it is an instant, so I mean, it's useful in certain situations, but I don't know. Overall, kind of a mediocre-ish card, I think. Herald of Faith's pretty good, I guess. Evasion, gains you life, keeps you in the game a little bit longer. Sierra Angels, classic flyer. I really like this card. Yeah, just a throwback to the old days. Yeah, Vigilance, flying, 4/4 flyer, Vigilance, solid card. You know, it's not, I wouldn't consider it a bomb by any stretch of the imagination, but it's, yeah, I'd say it's a good, solid card. Spiritual Guardian, this is, kind of meh. This guy, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. 6 mana for a 1/4 seems a little steep. I feel like if he was 4/4, he'd be great. But his ability, when another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Which, if you actually do get him out, it does actually, his ability there is actually quite powerful. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. 1/4 for 6. It's, you know, I can only ever remember in the 50 matches that I played, I only remember actually having him out and being useful one time. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I again, in the right deck, can be very, very strong. But you know, this deck though, one of the things that I found with this deck is that if it got out to an early lead, it would be okay, that it could threaten for the win. But if it didn't get out to that early lead, it would really struggle. And one of the reasons why it struggled is that there's no real card draw. That a lot of decks have that card draw, and you would be at a big disadvantage in the later stages of the game because you didn't have that card draw. But I guess this guy gives you a little bit of draw, so for those later stages of the game. So I guess the deck kind of needs something like him, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, white traditionally, I don't think has, you know, a lot of card draw in it. But anyway, Seer's Guardian, this is a good card. Flying, Vigilance, 5/5. Other creatures you control have Vigilance. I think this is a solid card. Kind of bomb-like, but not necessarily a bomb. I mean, 6 mana for 5/5. It's a little bit steep, but yeah, she is a very good creature to have. Meteor and Golem, not a huge fan of this. I mean, like, his ability there when he enters the battlefield, destroy target non-land permanent when an opponent controls. It's pretty solid. But to be completely honest, in 50 matches, I casted this thing only 2 times. 2 times I was able to cast this fucking thing because the cost is so high. I mean, 3/3 for 7 mana is a lot. Yeah. And then this guy, I mean, again, it is a bomb, you know, if you get him out, but he's also dead weight. Yeah, in the 50 matches, was able to cast this thing 1 single time. And it was so late in the game that he didn't give a decisive advantage. I mean, he gave enough of an advantage that I was able to win the game. However, he just wasn't, I don't know, as overpowering as I thought he might be. Um, and yeah, I mean 8 mana. It's a lot for a 4/8. It's a lot. I mean, I discarded this card a handful of times just because I was in situations a lot, I found with this deck, where I had a lot of cards in my hand and I didn't have the mana to cast them, and I was forced to discard because I had too many cards. So I probably discarded this thing 3 or 4 times just because the mana cost was so high and I wasn't able to get him out. I feel like 26 lands might be better for this deck, especially with all of the higher costing things. But anyway, enough of that. Let's actually see how it performs out in the field. We are going to play a constructed event. So this probably won't take long. As soon as we lose 3 matches, it'll be over. I'll be pretty surprised if we actually win a match here, but just because the competition in these constructed events is a little bit stiffer than just the standard ladder matches. I find you get decks that are a lot better put together. But I mean, even if we lose out here, it's a good learning experience to see some other decks and see what the other decks are doing, and just get some ideas for those decks. So the starting hand, I mean, we've got stuff that we can cast early, and great, we've got our big creatures here, but I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, how the fuck are we gonna get this thing out? I mean, it's gonna be like turn 10 at least before we can actually cast this thing. I'm gonna keep it. I mean, this guy's gonna be tough to cast too, but at least we have this and we've got the tactical advantage. So hopefully we draw some cards that'll get us through the middle game. So like I said, I really don't like to mulligan if I can avoid it, just because it puts you at such a disadvantage going down a card. I find it, me personally, and especially with this deck where it doesn't really have a lot of card draw. Alright, so let's attack. Let's see if he blocks. Yeah, so I guess, I don't know, this is maybe a bad play, but just get rid of this thing. We'll go up 3 life and just keep an early advantage. This is going to be a tough deck for us to beat, I think. Yeah. Yeah, now we're in a little bit of trouble. These Resplendent Angels are freaking great. I really like those cards. But we'll be able to counter it with this thing next turn. And then we can actually get the Inspiring Commander out. Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna be... Alright. Let's bring her out. Alright, so that's good. He didn't attack. Alright, I think I'm going to be a little bit aggressive here. We're going to cast these 2 after we do the attack, but yeah, we'll be aggressive. We'll see what happens. We'll see what he does. I mean, he could have something to give this a buff, and... Alright, that's good. Got some damage in there on him. Let's bring this out. Yeah, I mean, it's always, if you feel like you've got a little bit of an advantage, it's always good to press that advantage. And you want to, I mean, you're essentially in a race. You're trying to wear your opponent down and win the game, basically. But you have to understand that blocking, you always have the advantage with blocking. So I think we're going to try and get rid of this guy with a combined block. So if we do this, And this, we can get rid of him, and then we can get rid of one of these. So we'll go 3 blockers. What does this do? Upcut of your life. Oh man, this is deadly. It's very deadly. Twilight Prophet. That could be a big problem for us. So yeah, so that's not good. Not good. Yeah. Alright, do you have tactical advantage here? So, well, yeah, alright, well, we'll just have to wait it out. And hopefully we pick up a land here. Ooh. Yeah, and this thing is going to really, really hurt us over time. Really use 3 more land. I mean, bring him out would help things, but I don't know if it's going to turn this thing around really. Alright, so let's block this. Block this. I think we have to use this. Yeah, nothing really we can do at the moment. Definitely use some removal here, or some more land. Some more land would be very helpful. But again, this is what I was talking about earlier in these heavy cards, and it just doesn't seem like there was enough land. Just very difficult to get them out a lot of times. You're really in trouble now. A lot of creatures over there, and this thing definitely pain in the ass. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. Well, 4, 7, 11, and 3. Yeah, we have to block here, sadly, in order to stay alive, but it's only going to save us for one more turn. There's another. Well, there's the land that we needed, but I really don't think he is going to save us here. I mean, we could. There's really no point in attacking. I mean, we could gain 1 life, but yeah, that's all right. So 1 loss already. Again, I don't really expect to win any matches out of these. I just want to give you guys a good idea of how the deck works and things like that, and why come up with the rating that I'm going to give the deck at the end of the episode. So, I mean, in the 50 matches, in the 50 ladder matches, I was able to win 25 out of 50, which was pretty good, I think. Now, take in mind, the bulk of those matches were played in Bronze Tier 2, and then later when I dropped down in Bronze Tier 3. So, you want to take that into consideration. I'm not sure exactly how the ladder system works in Arena, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we'll figure it out as we go along. I really like these guys. These guys are a nice little aggressive card. 3-1 for 2. I mean, yeah, get a little bit of damage in early on, and they can take down some of the bigger creatures. This thing kind of shuts it down, though. So I think we'll go with the Daybreak Champlain to start off. Again, I really, really like this card. It's a good counter for these guys, sort of, I guess. But anyway. This in combination with the Oreskos Swiftclaw actually should be pretty good. I think we'll go with this first. And then we can potentially swing next turn for 2 damage. And then also gain a life because of the Daybreak Champlain. I think I'm gonna go with that, but I think we'll actually no, maybe we'll cast this one. There we go. Let's bring him out. Ooh, you know what? Son of a bitch. Should have cast this. Damn it to hell. That's okay. You can cast it this turn. And it seems like our opponent may be a little bit shafted for mana. Seems like he's unable to get anything out, or I don't know. I'm not sure what he's sitting on over there. Anyway, let's attack with these two, and we'll leave her to block, I guess. And then let's bring our war leader out. Alright, so that makes things a little bit more interesting. I think we should cast this before we cast him, just because this will gain us a life and a card when we do cast him. So we'll cast this first, but I think we might as well keep the pressure up. I mean, he's going to block with these, and they're going to become 2/2 creatures. But that's okay. I think we can handle the 2/2 zombies right now. We're in a pretty good position, and let's bring out our inspiring commander. So we're off to a good start, which is something that I think this deck really needs. It needs to get off to that good start, and then you have a good chance to win if you do. So, all right, what are we going to attack with? Let's attack with him. Potentially get rid of this guy if he combined blocks, so attack with. But I think we just put up the pressure. Do I want to lose this guy? Alright, let's go. Let's go like that and see what he does. Oh, right, because these 2 creatures came in. So yeah, this in combination with some of the other cards, very, very good. But at least we're getting rid of these 2. We still have good control of the board. And we can Luminescent Bonds whatever he has out there next turn. But let's bring these 2 blokes in. It's gonna gain us a life and oh, son of a bitch, never mind. His power is 3. It's not 2 or less. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I was thinking that we're gonna gain another card and a life from that, but it's alright. I mean, we've got enough here to take him down. Should be able to finish this off next turn. Alright, so did that, and let's swing with the team, and should get us the W. There we go. So 1-1. I don't know if yeah, I think we just got a little bit lucky there with our opponent getting a little bit shafted, maybe, and just having trouble getting stuff on the board. So, but yeah, that's if you can get out to an early start with this deck, it usually does quite well. Yeah, I think we'll keep this. I mean, it'll be tough to get this out, but we do get the mana for it. Should be very potentially a game breaker. Alright, so I think probably the best thing to do, attack with her. I mean, he can block her, but we'll still gain a life. And then we still have a blocker with the Pegasus Corsair. And then next turn, I think what we'll do is put the Knight's Pledge on the Daybreak. And then that way we can swing for 4 and we can gain 3 life. This guy is a little bit of a problem versus this type of deck, because there's probably going to be obviously a lot of enchantment cards, which is going to give him an extreme card advantage over us. So, yeah, I think we go ahead with the plan, even though we could cast the Crown Stag. I think we just attack with these 3, or these 2, and then we'll bring the Stag out next turn. Alright, so I think maybe we'll Luminescence Blonde. So he can swing for 4 every turn. We can also swing for 4, but we're going up 3 life each turn. So let's Luminescence Bonds this, and then we can swing for 4 again. Would have been nice to be able to actually get rid of this thing though, because we're not going to be able to target these other creatures with anything. Yeah, so we may run out of steam here. Let's see. Just because he's going to have a big advantage with the card draw. Let's bring out the Stag. We're going to have to use him as a blocker here, I think. I mean, 2 more turns we can finish him off, unless he's got something over there. Be nice to get this out as well, or to be able to cast this, save us some damage for 1 turn. We need to pick up a land though. Yeah, see, this is a nice advantage of having flyers, units that are evasive, obviously. Alright, so he made a mistake here attacking with that. Now we can get rid of it. And it's going to lose that advantage with card draw. So unfortunately, we still do not have that 5th land that we need. Attack with these 2 again. Just keep wearing him down. Very possibly next turn we can get the win here. That's not going to help him out. Alright, so how do we want to block? So how much damage did 2, 6... Yeah. Let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that. I mean, we could have combined blocked this guy, but I think we're going to win here anyway. There we go. 2 wins. I think we just got lucky there with the combination of cards that we had. Able to take him down. Alright, let's keep on chucking. See how far we can... How far along we can get here. How many wins we can actually rack up with this thing. Yeah, we'll keep this. I mean, it's not a terrible first hand, I don't think. I mean, we can get this out second turn. We've got this in our pocket to deal with any big threats that they might have. And then if we can get this guy out, we can really take control of the game, possibly. And then the Sarah Angel will be good as well, so it will be tough to deal with. So I think this isn't a terrible hand. Red, though, does have a lot of those type of spells, a lot of direct damage type spells, lots of really great premium removal in there. So we'll see. We'll see which deck runs out of steam first. Whether they'll have enough removal to deal with our creatures. Oh, these things are solid card, especially in this type of deck where you're gonna have a lot of instant and sorcery spells. Just wondering if we should cast this first, or if we should cast this first. The reason I'm thinking to cast this first is we kind of want him to use up some of his removal before he tries to deal with this. Or we could Luminescent Bonds this, but that's, I mean, that'll save us 2 damage. Oh man, this is tough. I think I'm gonna risk it. I think I'm gonna go with this. If he does attack us, I don't think we block, because I think that's a clear sign that he probably has another one of these, or possibly a... okay. Possibly a shock. Yeah, there we go. So maybe we should have cast this guy first and let him get rid of that. All right, so man, yeah, I think we take Vengeance and get rid of this thing, and then next turn we cast the Locks On Linebreaker and see if we can mount some defense here and mount an assault against him. It's actually Luminescent Bonds that, and then try and get this guy out next turn. Ooh. These things can be really annoying to deal with. That's not good. Alright. I think we go with this Sarah. Sarah, nice pledge, and Linebreaker next turn. And hopefully that will allow us to deal with this. Yeah, I don't think we can block this turn. With the other... we could have cast this and blocked it, but... It's just gonna come back anyway. Oh man, we are... Oh wow, nice play. Yeah, so there we go. Just too much firepower there. We just couldn't handle it. I mean, maybe I could have played things a little bit differently to give us a better chance there, but yeah, there's just a little bit too much there for us to deal with, unfortunately. Not crazy about this hand. We've only got 2 mana, and we've got a 4 casting cost, 5 casting cost, 6 casting cost, but I'm gonna keep it. I really don't like to mulligan. Just hold out hope that we actually pick up some land. We do have 2 spells that we can cast. That is not a great draw at the moment. I mean, 3 or 4 turns from now, sure, that would be great to pick up, but right now I don't think it's going to help us too much. Alright, 1/1 Death Touch. Alright, now we're in trouble. Now we are in a little bit of trouble. If we don't pick up some more lands. But yeah, this is one of the things that I ran into quite often with this deck. I mean, maybe it's exposing kind of a weakness in my own game and my reluctance to mulligan. I think certain situations, maybe this hand we probably should have mulliganed here, but I don't know. If you didn't pick up the right amount of cards with 7 cards, I mean, what does your hand kind of look like with 6? I think we just take it. Can't afford to lose our sole blocker right now. It's just 1 damage, so still got some time to do something here. Could actually get rid of it with Take Vengeance, but we might want to save this for something a little bit tougher to deal with. And then we could potentially get rid of this thing with Confront the Assault if we pick up another land. Yeah, this is it's gonna hurt. All right. I think I'm gonna take this damage. Because we should be... Oh, boy. Alright, I think what we do here is we wait, and we use Confront the Assault next turn. And then we can get rid of some stuff. We also have a Take Vengeance in our pocket, but we're starting to get pretty low. So I think we just wait. I mean, I would have liked to get this guy out, but I think it's better use this, and we can take out a number of his creatures, or a handful of his creatures. That is going to be a little bit of an issue, though. All right, so let's go with this. Alright, I think we use the take... Ah, man, I don't know. Alright, so let's block this thing. And let's get rid of one of the knights here. Question is, do we block this and get rid of it with these 2? I mean, we're going to lose these 2, though. I think we go like that. We're still in a really, really tough situation here, though. Really, really bad situation. Yeah, I think we're dead next turn, no matter what we do. I maybe should have used this earlier. I think this is the only thing that gives us kind of a chance. Maybe we should have blocked this guy. I was thinking to use the Take Vengeance. Oh, yeah, there it is. So, I don't know, maybe not the best play by me. Maybe I should have mulliganed there. Might have had a little bit of better chance with a better starting hand. But there we go. 3 losses. We did manage to get 2 wins, which I think is pretty respectable in this format for one of these constructed decks. It's okay. Can't be blocked. Haste 2/2. Reach undergrowth. All right, cool. What do we got here? Whenever Skin Shifter attacks, it becomes a copy of another target non-legendary attacking creature until end of turn. That's interesting. Could be kind of useful in the right deck. Anyway, so that's it. Let's go to my final verdict. So, what did I rate this deck? So, 125 of the 50 matches. In the bomb category, I only gave it a 2 out of 10. I just feel like there aren't really any bombs, and I mean 2 out of 10 may be kind of a little bit generous, to be perfectly honest, because I mean this is kind of bomb-like. This one is definitely a bomb, but it's also dead weight. So I mean it's just, you know, there's no real clinchers in here. There's no cards that are really going to take over a game. There's cards that are going to give you advantages, but there's no real scary stuff in here. I don't think so anyway. Removal wise, I gave it a 5 out of 10 because it does have good removal. We've got tactical advantage, acts as a removal spell in the right situations. Take Vengeance, solid removal. It's a little bit slow though, just because the creature does have to be tapped first, and it's a sorcery. So, I mean, while this is cheap removal, it's circumstantial, and it's also kind of slow. We've got Luminous Bonds, which is good to pacify a creature, but again, it's a little bit slow. It's an enchantment, and it does cost 3 to cast. So 5 out of 10 for removal. Evasion efficiency, I gave the deck a 7 out of 10 because it does have good evasion. You saw the evasion won us that one match where we had the Flyers, and using the Pegasus Corsair in combination with the Daybreak Chaplain with the bonus on there, the Knight's Pledge. Pretty much those 3 cards won us that match. So Evasion, I gave it 7 out of 10. Though, I mean, if you're counting it as evasion efficiency, maybe it should have been a little bit lower than that, because efficiency-wise, I really don't think there's a lot of efficiency in this deck. I mean, some of the lower casting cards are fairly efficient, but some of the higher stuff I just don't find very efficient at all. Aggro, 2 out of 10. There's not really like a lot of aggressive cards in here. I mean, you've got this guy. This guy's I think a nice aggressive card. The War Leader, nice aggressive card too. Aside from that, I mean, not really. I don't know. 3/2 for 3. It's meh. The Sarah Angels, I mean, it's a good solid card, but I wouldn't necessarily consider it a real aggressive card. So yeah, 2 out of 10 in this category. Dead weight, giving the deck a -4 for dead weight, because I just found these cards just sat in my deck. These heavier casting costs just sat in my hand, and I wasn't able to cast them a lot of the time. And then synergy wise, just a 3 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, the cards work well together, but there's nothing, you know, that really makes it a lot stronger, makes them each individual part stronger as a whole. Yeah, so overall, if you consider the 25 out of 50 wins, giving the deck, I don't know, scored it on 40 out of 100, and then out of 10, I'm just going to stick with 4 out of 10. I don't think it deserves lower or higher than that, but yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's a good pre-constructed deck. I think as far as these pre-constructed decks go, I think this deck is probably going to score higher than the others on the list, at least the mono colors. The dual colors I think are a little bit stronger, But as far as the mono decks are concerned, I think this is one of the better ones, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see how the others play out. But yeah, that's the final verdict. 4 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think, what your experience was with this deck. I mean, the whole point of going through this process is to find out what works, what doesn't work, and apply those principles to when we're building our own decks, which we'll get into some of that later on the channel. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you guys in the arena.